Hello, I'm Blake Thurgood. My science fair project this year was launching 2-liter bottle rockets. My question was, what volume of water to air pressure does a two liter bottle have the most hang time? Which basically means how much water compared to air pressure does a 2-liter bottle last the longest in the air? I did this experiment by creating my own rocket and launcher. For my rocket, I used a 2-liter bottle and used another 2-liter bottle. So I used two. I used only half of one and put it on the top for my nose cone for aerodynamics, and I used cardboard for the fins. For my launcher, I used a PVC pipe, a paracord, and a air compressor. My air compressor builds up pressure so that my rocket can launch. Rockets launch by having some sort of fuel. Mine was water. The pressure built into the bottle when I release it and the water inside makes it so when it launches, the water shoots out so it can go higher into the sky. I use 6 different types of volumes of water. I use 1 cup, half zero water, so just empty, half a cup, 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, and 4 cups. Then I would fill the rocket to the amount of water I needed. Then I would launch the rocket. Right when I pull the release mechanism, which is the paracord, the rocket would I'd have 5 people start a stopwatch. When the rocket hits the ground, I would write down the times and test the launch one more time. Then I would move to the next amount of water. When all my information was collected, I would add up the numbers and divide by the number of data points, which would be 10, to determine my average or the mean of my data. For each volume, I would compare the average of each launch to figure out which had the most hang time, and the most would be the best, and the lowest would be the worst. I figured out that 3 cups was the best, and that the worst was empty. There were 3 that didn't work the most because they either had too little water or too much. Too much water would make it so that my bottle would be too heavy, and when it's launched, it would fall down. And if there wasn't enough water, it wouldn't have anything to shoot out, so it would launch and then fall back down. So those wouldn't have worked. My hypothesis was incorrect. I thought that empty and 4 cups would not work, which was correct. But I thought that 1 or 2 cups would be the best, but 3 cups was. My times were empty with 2.78 seconds, half a cup with 3.41 seconds, 1 cup with 3.71, 2 cups with 3.77, 4 cups, which was the best, with 3.84 seconds, and the average of 4 cups was 3.56 seconds. If I were to change my experiment, I would test smaller differences in my amounts, so it would be 1 cup to 1.5 cup to 2 cups, and I would change the amount of air pressure I put in the bottle. I put 50 psi, which is pounds per square inch, but I would make it either higher or lower to see if it had a greater change or a smaller one. And I came up with this experiment I was just looking for a project, and my dad suggested this one, and so I did it because it sounded cool.